Hello everyone, my name is WizVox, and I'm currently developing a mod pack. I call it Mech Tech. As the name implies, it's very focused on tech mods, and it's only tech mods. Anything that involves any sort of mana system is not even remotely included. So I thought I'd give you sort of a base tour of me playing with this pack for about a week and a half. I've kind of gotten really obsessed with this, so I say a week and a half, but it's probably like I'd say 20 hours of progress, 20 odd hours. So this is like the center of my base. Currently it's all underground, as you can see by the FTB Chunks map. FTB Chunks has been giving me some weird problems lately. Like, it only says like these two chunks over here are part of my those two chunks over there I have claimed, but I actually have this whole thing claimed. It's not showing up properly. Anyways. So this is the center of my base. As you can see, it's powered by refined storage. And I'll leave like a mod list in the description of what I'm currently playing with. I have a bunch of other ones that I want to add eventually, but it's currently on my dinky little laptop, so I can't add too much. Yeah, my refined storage here. I'm like transitioning to late game, at least trying to. My next goal is to get a fission reactor so I can get polonium for the mech suit from Mekanism. Yeah, let's take a look around. So this is the center of my RS system. You see I have a bunch of golden crafters here. Diamond crafters, as many diamonds as I have, which is like, yeah, as many diamonds as I have, diamond crafters are not worth it. Oh yeah, it's probably good. This is from extra storage, by the way. I have a bunch. I try to include, I guess, a bunch of add-on mods as much as possible. Yeah, so what I want to do next is get like a better upgrade my storage, because this is all these are full, and these are my fluid ones are fine, but my like item storage is hurting real bad. I have some quantum entangled porters hooked up to some digital miners. Right now I'm mining a bunch of gravel because I want to get like really high-end storage disks, which needs glass, so I crush that into sand over there, which I'll show you in a bit. So over here I have some teleporters from Mekanism. This one goes to a swamp biome where I used to collect slime balls, but ever since I did whatever in that room, I don't need slime anymore, at least not from slimes. I have two digital miners set up. This one is in the overworld. This is the one that is currently getting gravel. And because the energy I have is so darn good, I can just put this on Silk Touch, because I was getting too much flint. And of course it's raining. Still a lot to go there, when my system can handle it. This is my other digital miner in the nether, which is currently done. I don't really need much from it right now. So that's just kind of standing idle. I see I have a saw here. When you see like the materials it's made of, so this is like fancy Scoria bricks from Create, some polished dolomite from Create, and this is some of that polished blackstone from vanilla Minecraft, and the lights I'm using are block of aluminum from Thermal series. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not one for being fancy for my bases. In fact, this is the fanciest base I've ever made in any of my Minecraft playthroughs. So yeah, those are my Mekanism teleporters, and over here I have my mob farm. This is powered by industrial Foregoing. A bunch of pieces of some mechanical dirt over there. So this is the mob slaughter factory that produces the meat that is used to spawn these. However, it's currently turned off because there's too much in the system. So I have it like, if there's more than 100 buckets, then don't run it. And here, competing with it, is this mob crusher, which just pumps items into this little into the storage drawer system that collects like the really numerous stuff. And the sticks is actually from, a lot of these sticks are actually from my tree farm, which I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, you see sometimes even those arrows, even though they're in here, they get piped into here. So I just set this, there's an importer below there that's set to a high priority, so it goes in these storage drawers anyways. And if I want, I can flip this lever, turns on some lights, opens up a piston door so I can make any adjustments I need. Because sometimes spiders will get like stuck in the corners, I have to deal with that. Up here I have my lithium production plants. I have 2 evaporation towers. This one is turning water into brine. This one's turning brine into liquid lithium. Going into this system here, which eventually produces lithium dust. I currently have it turned off because I have more than 5,000 lithium in my system. So yeah, oh yeah, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I made like, it means like max height, tons of advanced solar generators, and it's still raining. And this produced the 5,000 within like an hour. It's crazy how fast this is. And space is still very much a work in progress. I need to put more aluminum lights on there. I ran out of glowstone a little bit ago, but now I have a lot more. As it turns out, witches drop glowstone. So now I am not hurting at all. Back here we have my main power generator, which is a Powah reactor. This is the spirited version. So it's like the second highest. To get the highest, you need nether stars. And I don't think I can farm withers very easily, because I have the flat bedrock mod installed. So you can't really farm them very easily. But yeah, so I have like uraninite, coal, and redstone dust, dry ice, and water all being pumped into this. And what's really cool about refined storage is you can do all of that with a single exporter. So it's really cool. And this produces like stupid amounts of energy. I can see there's 58,000 FE a tick. Just nuts. It's my dedicated water generator. It's like more than 500 buckets in the system. Don't power in it anymore. So that's cool. Oh yeah, and here I have my induction matrix. This is like a level 2. There's like advanced whatever's in there. This can hold 25 giga FE, which is pretty crazy. I'm like never gonna hurt for power ever. And this system like uses a lot of power, 1200 FE a tick. Which is like, it's not doing anything, no ore processing or anything. Here I have my crop farm. A few things. I'm probably eventually going to replace one of these with a nether wart farm. I don't really need nether wart now that I think about it, so maybe not. Yeah, see here I have sugarcane, wheat, potatoes, and carrots. This, at one point, went into my ethylene production plant, which is right here. I built a water wheel in the wall there, and it's hooked up to a minecart, as you see. And it's basically like free resources. See tons of stuff that I have in here. And again, I have it hooked up to its ethylene plant, which used to be my main source of power, and it probably could still serve as my main source of power, but it was hurting my ears really badly. Like, you know, you've like made it too far. I need balancing when I made a reactor just so this would be stop being so loud, because you can't muffle these. So yeah, just going into an ethylene plant is like biofuel right here. Being produced by this crusher, going into this reaction chamber, going into this gas burning generator. I believe the more ethylene you have in it, the more efficiently it burns. So when you have this maxed out, it can produce like 19,000 RF per tick. As long as you give it enough ethylene. And I have like a dedicated oxygen tank for when I need to recharge my jetpack. I haven't used this in many days. I have this little, well, before I get into that chest, I want to show you why I have that. So here I have my processing room. So here's like my general processing wall. There's like an enriching factory, crusher, my smelting factory, which is used for a bunch of stuff. This is all Mekanism specific stuff. So there's like an osmium compressor if I need whatever. Some infusing factories for making steel, redstone, diamond, and refined obsidian. Each of these have an exporter attached to them, a regulator upgrade and a crafting upgrade. So if I need to make like an advanced circuit, it will automatically keep these in stock. And here's my thermal wall. So I have an induction smelter for when I make all of those blocks of aluminum. Multi-server press for stuff. Food encapsulator for buckets of lava or water or whatever from crafting recipes. Blast chiller, so this is if I want ice, which I don't really need. But you can also, fun fact, you can also put lava in here and you get obsidian. Magma crucible, so I don't have like any way of I'm not pumping lava currently, so what I do if I'm running slightly low in lava, I just put netherrack in here, or magma blocks. It'll produce a fair amount of lava. Spare pulverizer. And here I have my ore processing station. I plan to upgrade this to a 5x. Right now this is a 3x. With the mechanism specific, with the mechanism compatible stuff, with thermal compatible stuff, that just goes into a pulverizing system, which is 2x. Gets put into this filter, then it either gets, then if it's, because the only byproduct this produces is gravel, so anything that's gravel just goes into there, as you see. This goes back into the system. Everything else goes into a smelting factory. And all the other mechanism compatible ores go into this chest, goes into a purifying, blah 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 blah. As you see, generate dedicated electrolytic separator, dedicated pump. Over here I have my tree farm, also powered by a create minecart. So currently it's not running, and that is because I have it set so if there's more than a certain number of logs in the system, so right now 5,000, it won't run. But if I change that, let's see, I believe exactly 5,000, yep. So if it changes to like 6,000 for instance, it'll run again, and these will do their thing. And again, these are both powered by the water wheel from that, another water wheel hidden behind here. This one is responsible for cutting the trees, this is responsible for planting the saplings. This keeps some saplings in here, so this is always stocked. Over here I have my attempt at Powah automation. I attempted to use XNet to do that, and then I saw somewhere and I realized, wait a minute, refined storage can like put multiple items in at the same time, but then it doesn't really work. I swear, like, the energizing orb doesn't update its inventory well. Like, it'll try, like it'll try to do 2 recipes at the same time sometimes if you just hook a crafter up to it. And you know, you do like the redstone thing where you're like, oh, don't craft unless you get a redstone signal. Still doesn't work. But yeah, currently this can automate like basic stuff. If I look in here, you see, you know, it can do that. Here I have my, what is it? Industrial foregoing plant. So these are a bunch of fluid extractors producing latex. All of these have tier 1 speed upgrades. Beneath all of these are block placers, each with exporters underneath. The wiring in here is a mess. And that's just going into this fluid interface, another detector setup, more than 500 mil buckets, just turn this off, and these will all eventually fill up with latex. This produces little rubber thingies, this produces all the machines, or the frames of machines that I need for industrial foregoing. And yeah, that's pretty much my entire base so far. If I ever run low on resources, I just go to my digital miner and tell it to do whatever. So yeah, just wanted to make a little video showing off my world. And right now this mod pack is in public because I still want to do a lot of balancing and play testing of it. And there's a bunch of mods I want to add, there's a bunch of stuff I want to remove. Like currently there's what am I looking at? There's a bunch of this dimensional shard ore from RF tools because XNet requires RF tools base, but this isn't used by anything, so it's just kind of sitting there. And maybe I need to like nerf Mekanism a bunch because I made this jetpack on like day 2 of my playthrough, and it is ridiculously good. The only real downside is you can't go very fast forward or backwards with it, but whatever. But yeah, eventually, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna like log off for the night, but tomorrow maybe I'll make like a 5x ore processing plant, and I'll get a Mekanism fission reactor going, which is ironic because I also have extreme reactors, but I haven't used that at all. Fun fact, extreme reactors, nah. Extreme reactors is kind of weird in some ways. Like, it's not very compatible with some other stuff, but yeah. So, thank you for watching.